Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a very special episode actually, and that's because it's the first reaction video. Play yay sounds. But I got the screen recorder thing, look see, but it's this really annoying thing where basically there's this big thing with my headphones, and if I plug them in, the ones that I'm using now, it doesn't record the video audio, as you can see. It does for me, but not for the video that I'll upload. But so when I'm doing it, I'm gonna have to unplug the headphones, and then so then you can hear all the audio. And then if I want to speak, I'm gonna have to plug it back in. So if you see me pause the screen and then you hear a lot of rattling, and then you'll know why. I know it's annoying. It really is annoying, but it's a sacrifice we gotta make for reactions. Anyway, I thought we'd do Doctor Who because Doctor Who I actually do really quite like. Sorry for that, but I can't censor that out. But I thought it'd be cool. And if it swears, and then I'll probably have to either redo the video or, I don't know, quickly unplug it or something. But anyway, let's go. This is top 10 Doctor Who secrets you never knew. I quite like Doctor Who, and we don't really get to feature it on the channel that much. So let's go, guys.
It's not just his name that they keep under wraps. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Doctor Who secrets you never knew. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Activate the TARDIS's time vector generator.
The third Doctor, as played by John Pertwee, could often come across like a mix between James Bond and Bond's gadget man Q, given his love for science, inventions, and fast vehicles. However, rather than that other long-running British franchise, Pertwee's Doctor was instead drawn from the actor's own experiences during World War II.
Doctor,
No, I said not today, thank you.
An interview released after Pertwee's death revealed that he worked as a senior naval intelligence agent during the war and reported directly to Winston Churchill. Pertwee worked on various gadgets and other pieces of spycraft, such as smoking pipes capable of firing bullets and compasses disguised as buttons. His doctor would definitely have approved.
There's one over there.
Number 9, alternate Sarah Jane.
well, to tell you the truth, don't quite know I did pop in, actually.
Sarah Jane Smith is one of the Doctor's most memorable and long-lasting companions. However, most people don't know that her actress, Elizabeth Sladen, was not the first person to be cast in the role.
Yeah, let's find a better video, because that's not really a good video. Let's watch this one.
It is the ever-changing nature of Doctor Who that has allowed the series to endure since 1963. It's the show where anything and everything can, and often does, happen. Every episode takes place in a different time, in a different place, and can switch genres at the drop of a fez. This has allowed for some utterly brilliant storytelling, and some episodes that have come out of the New Who era have been absolute gems. But there have also been a couple of universally panned stories that even the most passionate Whovian cannot defend. Every now and then, though, an episode comes along that splits the fan base. Episodes that are loved and hated in equal measure. Episodes that have brilliant premises but aren't quite executed to everybody's liking. So let's talk about those episodes that fall right there, bullseye, in the middle. With that in mind, I'm Will for Who Culture, and here are the 10 most divisive Doctor Who episodes. 10. Fear Her. Fear Her has a lot going against it, even before it aired. Not only was it written and produced at the last minute after a proposed Stephen Fry script failed to materialise, but it also came straight after the universally panned Love and Monsters. There was a lot for kids to like in this episode, with an alien kidnapping people through children's drawings, and the London 2020 Olympic setting providing a bit of fun, with the 10th Doctor carrying the Olympic torch. A nice touch. More adult fans were not so keen, however, what with the poor CGI of the Scribble monster, as well as some very annoying supporting characters.
Chloe Webber, I love you.
The power of love being the solution was cheesy back in the 1960s, and it does leave the ending of this one feeling a little flat. 9. Dark Water. Despite being heavily praised, Dark Water did get some complaints upon its release for one specific story element. The episode follows the 12th Doctor and Clara Oswald as they attempt to find the recently deceased Danny Pink in the afterlife, with great visuals and effective slow-burning mystery surrounding the...
Download a free audiobook with your 30-day trial.
About to swear there, guys.
And a killer twist, with the enigmatic Missy revealing herself to be none other than the Master. Dark Water is one of the best Peter Capaldi episodes. So what's the problem? Well, the reveal that the dead are still conscious and can experience pain through cremation was a fascinating idea, but it proved too much for some, with viewers writing to the BBC to complain about how the show had gone too far.
Don't cremate me. Don't cremate me.
I guess it is pretty morbid if you think about it. 8. Aliens of London and World War III. Christopher Eccleston's only series as the Doctor is criminally underrated, filled with stories and villains that were fantastic. Unfortunately, the first ever two-parter of the revival era wasn't. This is largely due to the Slitheen being some of the weakest villains in Who history. Their design isn't very inspiring, and the actors portraying them in human form are a touch too cheesy for a scheme that revolves around starting the nuclear apocalypse. And who could forget the constant fart jokes that were intended as political satire but missed the mark entirely. But on a review, it's not all that bad. There's still a compelling mystery at the heart of Aliens of London, and World War III ups the action considerably. It was these episodes that introduced Harriet Jones,
Former Prime Minister.
a great recurring character in the Russell T Davies era, and it gave us more of Rose's home life too. It's not great, but it's certainly not terrible. 7. The Beast Below. The second episode of the Matt Smith years is a decent one that really tests the relationship between the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond that comes perhaps a little too early in his tenure. Smith and Karen Gillan are on point, which is always a plus, and their moral conflict over the fate of the Star Whale carrying the starship carrying all of Great Britain on it is good, but comes so early on their adventure that the drama and tension between them doesn't feel earned yet. The design of Starship UK is very cool, and the principal villains, the Smilers, are appropriately creepy looking. But like much of the Stephen Moffat era, the plot suffers from too many great ideas at once. Even Moffat himself wasn't too keen, naming it the least favourite of the episodes he wrote, calling it, quote, a bit of a mess. 6. Planet of the Dead. Even the most average filler episodes of Doctor Who can split opinion, which is exactly what the 2009 Easter special did. The one-off companion, Lady Christina D'Souza, was a divisive character. Smart, adventurous, and Michelle Ryan's chemistry with David Tennant had so much promise, but some viewers thought that she was nothing more than a one-dimensional Lara Croft ripoff, and was, above all else, a career criminal. The appearance of Lee Evans wasn't for everyone either, but the foreshadowing of the four knocks did bring goosebumps to even the most casual of viewers. Honestly, Planet of the Dead is nothing special. It's not dull.
He's a good comedian.
Or is it groundbreaking or truly shocking? For some, that makes it bad, but for others, it was just a fun ride that perfectly killed an hour of their Saturday night. 5. The Next Doctor. Following the news that David Tennant would be leaving the show in 2008, speculation was rife about who would take over from one of the most popular incarnations of the Time Lord. So when it was announced that that year's Christmas special was called The Next Doctor, expectations were high. Of course, the title and the casting of David Morrissey as the Doctor was merely a red herring, with the Walking Dead star instead playing Jackson Lake, a man who thinks he's the Doctor. It's not a bad concept, and Morrissey plays the part very well, but it was a letdown to some fans. Also, the rest of the story is lacking, with an underwhelming Cybermen plot that concludes with a rather over-the-top giant Cyberman Transformer Power Rangers robot terrorizing Victorian London. Sure, it's not the worst Christmas special, but it is nowhere near the best. 4. It Takes You Away. In a series that contained both well-received and widely panned episodes, It Takes You Away is a uniquely divisive entry. Bradley Walsh once again shined as Graham, and his reunion with late wife Grace was touching and beautifully handled. The whole concept of a lonely, sentient universe was well realised, and actually a very neat concept for the show, but there was also a lot that didn't work. The whole anti-zone and killer moth section felt like filler to extend the runtime and give the characters something to run from. It wasn't needed.
Let's not go back. Join the millions already vaccinated.
And it felt very out of place in an otherwise thought-provoking story. And of course there was the talking frog. To some this was a genius way to symbolise the confusion of an unknowing universe, but to others it was an absolute joke. 3. Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks. A recurring theme of episodes on this list are great concepts that are terribly executed, and this Series 3 two-parter is a great example. The Cult of Skaro quickly became fan favourites following their appearance in Doomsday, and placing them in 1930s New York, attempting to evolve beyond their shell, was a genius way to continue their story. However, the human-Dalek hybrid and its creative but grotesque design got a mixed reception from audiences. Throw in these stupid pig slaves and the incredibly unlikable Tallulah, and some fans were left thoroughly underwhelmed. On a more positive note, we get to see a young, pre-fame Andrew Garfield, a reminder that even the biggest of Hollywood stars have a history with the Doctor. 2. Let's Kill Hitler. Following the mind-boggling twist that River Song was actually the daughter of Amy and Rory at the end of A Good Man Goes to War, the hype was palpable for the next episode, which would clarify everything. Perhaps that's why Let's Kill Hitler wasn't the most beloved episode. It epitomizes the major problem with Series 6, attempting to do too much at once. It crams in showing us what happened during River's childhood, her regenerating, and then her flirting / trying to kill the Doctor as per the norm, and a completely different story about a robot full of people attacking Adolf Hitler. Yes, there is a lot going on. Now, they're all interesting elements for sure, and it does fill in some necessary blanks, but ultimately it gives the audience far too much to take in for one 50-minute episode.
Does anybody else find his day just a bit difficult?
1. Hell Bent. Yes, on this list there could only be one winner. After the heartbreaking Face the Raven and the magnificent Heaven Sent, the Series 9 finale had a lot of expectation on its shoulders, and unfortunately, it couldn't quite live up to the hype. The conclusion to the hybrid arc of Series 9 falls flat, and the return of Gallifrey and the Time Lords feels shoehorned in and underutilized. Worst of all, the death of Clara that had been handled so well in the previous episode is completely undermined once she is resurrected. However, you can't forget about all the good stuff in the episode. Capaldi and Jenna Coleman are on top form as per usual. The face-off with Donald Sumper's Rassilon is fantastic to watch, and the twist ending was well executed. However, despite these good moments, Hellbent remains a much despised episode amongst Whovians, some of whom regard it as the pinnacle of all that was wrong with the Moffat era. And there you have it, folks, the 10 most divisive Doctor Who episodes. How do you rate the plots that came up on this list? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below, along with your own personal favourite underappreciated Who stories and the ones that you feel are way overhyped. I'm Will for Who Culture. Drop me a follow on Twitter at YouSlyDogU, and I will see you next time.
Okay, well, with me, I think that the one with the star whale thing, I'm not really sure. I kind of just like the smilers. That's kind of what I like about it. I think it was well thought out, but not very I don't know. I think there's a lot more that they could have done better with it. It's quite a good episode, but I think they could have just changed a few things. There's just a few things I didn't like. This one, I personally, I don't really like it too much. It kind of just seems a bit boring. It's not as adventurous, and like that guy said, that moth thing doesn't really fit into the story. It's kind of just trying to make it more exciting. They just tried too hard. The colouring one, It was a good concept, but a bit weird. I'd say it's a good episode, to be honest, but like I said, they could do a lot more. It could be more scary, like that. That thumbnail's weird. I really think I really think that's a good episode, actually. I just really like it. It's, I suppose if you didn't, you might not like Danny Pink, but besides that, I'd say it's quite good. Slevine's quite a good episode, I think. The bad guys aren't really that scary, but it's kind of like a funny, like, it's well thought out. The doctor's like normal doctor, everything's good. Mickey and Jackie get on in it, but I think the actual look that's us watching the TV. Yeah, but it's a good episode overall. Like I said, I like the Smiler one. I don't really think I've seen this one that much. I've not got an opinion. This one I don't really see it too often, like I said, but I really like the new Cybermen. This one I already said. It's not too good of an episode. I like the frog though. The Dalek one is quite a good one, but you got to agree she is really annoying. I like that episode. It's a good concept. I don't think it's too much. I think if you watch Doctor Who and say that an episode's got too much in, and then you can't watch Doctor Who. Like, if you watch Doctor Who, you got a lot to take in. Most stuff you don't even understand until halfway through the episode. Like, so I think this was quite a good, interesting episode. I've once again not really seen this episode too often. I vaguely remember part of it, like some parts, but besides that, I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's good, and I think there's not really much else to react to, but okay, weird. But if you want me to do more reactions just to different things, let me know. I gotta try and find some good ones. But I'll see you guys soon. Bye.